My camera got bumped again. Cat's playing with stuff, I suppose. Hello, once again, and welcome to Diane Writes. Let's see. How are people's days going? How is writing going for you today? Oh, I just realized I gotta take down my undead horde sign there. Probably. I'll leave it. Whatever. Thank you to the Kingdom of Misa for coming to raid. Hello, Masades. Hello, Esau, Mergendor. I don't know whether you were being a smartass there or not, but it turned out to be kind of fun. Steph Shepherd Rocks. I think that's a new name to the channel. So welcome. Good evening for you, I guess. It's afternoon here for me. Oh, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Yeah, it's 2:15, which tells me I'm late. Sorry, guys. Well, I have gotten like nothing done today because I got up and after about a couple hours, I went, I'm going back to bed. So I will get some stuff done. I have a follow from Vienna. Oh, well, cool. That's nice. I don't know if I know anybody else from Vienna. I know a couple people from Austria, but I don't know anybody from Vienna. So that's cool. Welcome. That's great. And DM Stretch, always good to see you. Yeah, thanks for holding out for a couple extra minutes for me, Masades, because Author Goddess is having a crap day. I'm sorry to hear that. I had kind of a crap day yesterday, and I totally sympathize. If you feel like talking about why it is a crap day, I will be happy to provide a sympathetic ear. Steph Shepherd Rocks. That's cool. Yeah, if you need that extra bedtime, you should definitely take it, says Masades. Well, here we are. It's day 12 of Nano. This is about the end of the second week, and this is where things do start to tell on you. And I usually find that I have to take a little extra sleep because I've been topping off more and more sleep since I started in November, and it kind of just, that's it. So I had that day today, I guess. Yeah. Angstaze says, today is going to be a low word count day for me, and I'm trying not to care. Masadi says, me too. Yeah. Steph says, so you lovely folks are writing for the Nano, right? Hope I may join in. You'd be quite welcome. Yes, we are writing for Nano. How we're going to do this is I'm going to be here for at least the next 3 hours, and I might be here as long as 4, because we are playing a game within NaNoWriMo, and you're welcome to participate or not, as you like. It's called the Game of Tones. It is inspired by Game of Thrones, obviously. There is the webpage information, but in a summary, it works a little bit like the Nano House Cup, if you've ever done that, on Twitter, that's organized by Elena May, except that it runs all month. You pick a house to represent, your word counts go towards that house, you register them with the channel points rewards below the chat window. You'll see a little treasure chest there. That's my Booty Coins channel points reward, because we are the Sable's Privateers. And other people have different things. Obviously, you've been on Twitch for a while, you're familiar with how it works, right? But it only costs 1 channel point to redeem because we have to make it cost something, and then when you're done a sprint, or if you want to write along during the course of the whole broadcast, that's fine, right? Whenever you're ready, you just click on that and it'll give you the house logos. You pick the one that symbolizes the house you represent, and then just like doing a highlight message, you type in your word count there and it registers your word count towards that house, right? We track it with our channel points rewards queue. The difference between the Nano House Cup and Game of Tones is that, aside from the fact that it runs all month, every 5 days, the house with the lowest word count is eliminated. 1/3 of the people from the fallen house are drafted into the undead horde. Right there. Right? And the rest have to pick a new house to represent. Yeah, and we're having a lot of fun with it. It's really kind of cool. We're putting a couple little Game of Thrones style flourishes on it. Yeah, it's a word count game. Exactly. Yes. Right. Here are the current surviving houses. Before I do that, I'll quickly check the chat here. Author Goddess says Hubs didn't write the signatory for an E deposit correctly, and now he's out of town, and I forgot to sleep last night. Oh, God. Here we go. I sympathize. I hope it straightens out soon. DM Stretch says, my energy and motivation levels have gone through the basement and are currently digging a mine shaft. Oh, Author Goddess forgets to sleep all the time. She gets involved in stuff, and then she's like, what do you mean it's 8 o'clock in the morning? Can relate. Can relate. Okay, and hello, Alex. Good to see you. Doing well? Yes. Masadi's is explaining kind of how it works. Oxtaze is recruiting for House Lappin. Obviously, what other one? House Lappin is my house, the house that I am leading, so to speak. And yeah, we're still alive. We're still in the competition. Here are the ones that are currently still active, kind of their traits. Their motto is tiny but tough. Chiroptera is, Avis obviously is represented by birds. Chiroptera is represented by a bat. Their motto is type by night. Lappin, obviously represented by bunnies, and our motto is ideas are coming. And Mollusca, which is represented by an octopus or a kraken, and their motto is what is fish shall never fry. Yeah. Yeah. Steph Shepherd rocks, you just get involved into something else. Haven't you fallen into a book and suddenly it was dawn? Yeah, exactly. I do that a lot. Dan Stretch says, chips and onion rings are currently in the oven. Dinner might help. Writer fuel is important. The brain does not function without calories. You must eat things to make this work. You know, also fingers do not function without calories. Why is it my Discord goes quiet for like hours? I forget about it. I go on stream, and then all of a sudden, the Discord starts chatting at me. I will shut it off so that it does not confuse people. Yeah, Author Goddess says, I also have some kind of body dysphoria, the kind where it makes no sense that I have a body. Masadi says, yay, Squid House, because she's part of Squid House, of course. Let me know, by the way, about music volume balance to my voice, because I don't know. Alex says, I got a great day today, over 2,000 words. Good job, that's excellent. Yes, right? I'm so proud of little me, and well, you should be. That's excellent. That is an amazing day. Cool. That's great. That's always a great day for me. If I do 2,000 words, I'm laughing. That's great. Yes, brains run on glucose, nothing else, says Anastasia. Yeah, that's right. That's all that does it. So, and I'm not sure why Moonflower is apologizing, but it's good to know that Moonflower is here. They know you were on. Oh, yeah, that's right. Then the stupid thing gets needy, Discord. Or the brain, or both. I don't know. Yeah, it's just ironic, that's all. Already donated for Nano, says Steph. Thank you very much for doing that. Yeah, I thought I'd raise a little money for them this time because I know that they've been hard hit by COVID. Lots of the grants that they're used to relying on haven't come through, and the events that they do to raise money are not happening because they're in-person events. So, you know, they're doing the best they can, and we wouldn't be doing any of this without their efforts. So, I think that we're supporting, right? Also, any bits that are donated to the channel this month are cheered, right? They'll all be donated to Nano as well. So, it's a thing. I'm not gonna harp on it for sure. What's everyone's total? My personal total, I'll go to my main screen. I gotta see what I got up here. Okay, that's, I don't want that up. I want this. So this is my current Nano page. I'm clicking on the wrong shit again. Okay. There we go. I am having a record Nano for me. Obviously, my current total is 28,442. Normally, I'm lucky if I'm just above par, and I'm really loving it because par today is about 20,000 words. I'm well ahead of that, and I feel great. I feel great about it. I totally credit participation in our little game of tomes for why, right? So definitely it's working magic for me, and I hope people are doing well in their nanos too. Moon says, I mean, yes, but someone asked a question from something I posted before the stream. Oh, okay. A little loud on the music? Distracting? I'll turn it down a bit more until we start writing again. Thank you for letting me know. How's that? Of course, that's when the song, raises and horns and stuff. Alex says, I was on fire, finished 3 scenes and almost finished the 4th. Excellent. Author Goddess says the body gets needy. Discord knows you're on. Hashtag author conspiracy. Yeah, I was a couple minutes before the show. Why I was a little late is because I have eaten nothing today, so I went and grabbed a bag of chips and shoveled a handful into my face so that I would have some calories, and I'm back on. All right. Because you were talking about it, Mergendor says, I just finished Watership Down. What do you think? I love that book. I absolutely love that book. Anastasia registered 42 words for House Lappin'. Thank you very much. We're yapping, she's writing. That's great. Alex says my total is 32. Anastasia says, I'm sorry, but I think I'm done with this story for today. You know what? Let me give you guys some info that will cheer you up and make you feel better, okay? Everybody's been kind of lagging this week, right? We've been keeping track of totals, obviously, for the Game of Tomes, right? So this is kind of a sample, probably, of what, overall nano totals look like, right? And we're writing at about, I think, just making sure that I'm not actually showing the screen because it shows the totals. Okay, yeah, but, and, we're concealing that, but Lich Nicholas just did the update today since he's now in the Undead Horde, right? Our current grand total is 860,221 words, which means that we put in a little, around 90,000 words total in the past couple of days. That's something like half the rate that we normally run at, right? Since we've started this Game of Tomes thing. So it's okay. If you're feeling like you're struggling and you're under the weather, you're right in the middle of the month, it's not surprising and you're not alone, right? I have not been doing that shit hot either. I had a couple of 1,000 word days. I mean, it happens, right? And everybody's feeling it. So it's not just you. So it's okay, right? Just do what you need to do to get past that. If taking a break is something that is helpful to you, do it. If you know if you take a break, then you won't get back on the horse, then my suggestion is potter around with it. Don't be overly concerned about word counts. Just be concerned about getting something done. If you're not happy with the scene you're on, skip it. Write something else that will energize you and give you a feeling for it. Do some drawing, do some world building, do things that inspire you. It's pretty normal at this stage to be not feeling it as much as you were when you started. Remember I said at the end of the last elimination, this is where the stamina starts to tell, right? Yeah, Game of Tomes is magic, says Masadi's. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm glad it's helping me too. Mergendor is at just under 18,000 words. Good job. That's great. And you're well within the range of where you should be if you're gonna do the 50K. And in the middle, that's totally like, I usually am around 18K right about now. So, and I usually finish. I didn't finish 1 year, right? So, keep at it, and you can do it, right? Steph says, hoping to get up with you folks, trying to write the whole novel during Nano. Good for you. Standing at 33,625. Good job. That is awesome. Anastasia has done 31,658 words. You deserve a rest today, hon. Take it. Register 20 words or something so that you get the badge at the end of the month. And, fuck it. Do it later. It's okay. You can take a break. You're allowed. It's okay. Moonflower says, my total is 5,701 words and is very proud of this number she should be, because she has been writing this with a fountain pen by hand. So good job. That is excellent. Murgator says, very good book. Neat that it started by a dad telling it to his kids in the car. I didn't know that, actually. I didn't know what had inspired it. Like I said, I reread it about once every 10 years, and I get something new out of it every time. So, that's Watership Down. We were talking about if you just came in. Who gave Lich Nicholas that nickname? I told you in the chat, but you may have missed it. It was Chris who gave him that nickname. It's on the elimination stream. You can watch it live as it happened. Well, not live anymore, but captured live as it happened. So, I know you're thinking Death Nicholas would have made much more sense. I don't know. He likes it. I like it. It's fun. Let the undead have their titles. Okay, when the countdown is starting? I don't know. What do you mean? Like when for the sprints, I'll start momentarily. I'm just doing a little chat catch up first. If I don't get at least 2K words, I'm not allowed to write any dessert. Yes, because for some reason, Angstaze, which I wouldn't do, actually, is tracking separate projects. There's the thing she wants to write and the thing she's doing for her nano project. So she's only tracking the words for her nano project, which goes to show you that she's actually, like, killing it and kicking ass in terms of, like, the amount that she does. I personally, if I have, like, 4 short stories to write, that's what I'll do for nano. If I write it for a creative project, I count it, So, good for you. Esong has 800 words for the entire month, but Esong has been moving and had a crazy thing happen with her car needing massive repairs while they were moving. That happened to a friend of mine once that I was helping to move. Violent rage would be my description of my emotions at the time. Very frustrating. I sympathize, I really do. I'm sorry you've had such a crap week. That's right, every bit counts. It's words you didn't have before, right? So, okay, once I figure out this Game of Tomes mini thing, I'll add to someone's count. Awesome. It's pretty awesome. Silly Zombies, says Author Goddess. That's great. Okay, how far behind am I? Okay, I'm almost caught up. Good. Esong says, true Masadis, I'm not upset. Proud of what I can do when I can do it. That's awesome. Anastasia says, I'm submitting both for Game of Tomes. Okay, cool. You do it any way you want. I'm just saying that I admire the fact that you're doing that. DM Stretch says, if Harold's Table and Roll Society don't come online after this, I'll fill the slot. You mean that hour in between there? You're scheduled today, aren't you? Oh wait, no, you were scheduled. Let's see here. I did up a schedule. I did up a thing. Where's the thing? There's a thing. I made the thing. There it is. There's the thing. Okay, so many people were asking me for a dedicated Game of Tomes stream schedule that I made one. So here it is. It is a sub-page underneath the Game of Tomes webpage. It's just a spreadsheet because we had to get it done quickly, and thank you very much to Shy Red Fox who set up about 90% of this. Right, so here is the schedule. The times are in GMT. This is what we're looking at. Where are we? We're on Thursday. I'm just going to double check with the other schedule to make sure that I know what I'm doing. Alright, so yes, 10 p.m. Thursday is where we're at, or almost the 10:30 on GMT. Alright, so at 10 p.m. Thursday, here's me. I go for another 2.5 hours is what I'm scheduled to do. Right, and then there is like, it's like actually an hour slot after that is empty. So great, DM Stretch, you want to fill it, I'm happy with that. If you don't, then maybe I'll go another hour. Either way, you know, if nothing else, I'll put up a sprint lobby. So Mergendor says, it was in the intro. They were on a long 100-mile or so drive, and when he was done, his daughter told him that he should write it down. Apparently, he had trouble getting it published. Glad he did. Yeah, of course he had trouble getting it published. You know, if you try to describe that book to people and they haven't heard of it and they don't know what it is, they're like, why would we want to read about a bunch of rabbits? It's not about a bunch of rabbits, guys. It's not. Yeah. Masadi says, it's simple. If you write words during the stream, you can report them by clicking the little chest below at the chat input box. Yep, that's how it works. That's it. Benang Saze is only tracking the NaNoWriMo project as NaNoWriMo. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. I even submitted my last speech for Game of Tones. That's cool. Oh, just that, says Steph. Donate the channel points. Well, alright. Yeah, that's it. Just pick the house you want to have them. There is the Undead Horde as well. I'll give you their description, but you cannot choose to join the Undead Horde. You must be drafted. Please don't do it, right? I've had like, I was trying to think of whether or not I should explain why it is that people trying to join the Undead Horde creates such a problem, because, you know, I had another discussion about it again today. Would that help? Right? Because I thought about it, and I think I have a way to explain it that makes sense. So, okay, Aegon says, I will not be streaming today. I have interviews for D&D players all evening. Well, hey, have fun with that. Good for you. Masadi says, yep, there will be channel point options for all the available houses. Just pick the house and input your word count that you wrote. Okay, that's why. DM Stretch says, I was scheduled to cross Masadi's and your streams, but I canceled. Okay. Shy Red is amazing, as are all of you, says Esong. I agree that Shy Red Fox is amazing. Or shall I say, Shy Dead Fox, since she's now part of the Undead Horde. Yeah. Sorry, DM Stretch, I have very limited times I can run real streams, says Masadi's. Yeah, well, we know we stream when we can, right? Yes, specifically that you wrote during the stream and have not previously submitted. Yeah, that is the rules. You can't just go, okay, I've already done 20,000 words on Nano, so I'm going to input those 20,000 words now for House Mollusca. No, wrong. I won't report that, right? It's only the words you've done during the stream, right? Sometimes people have, been watching the streams all day, and then they go away from the computer and they come back and they find they're in another stream, and then they go, oh shit, and they report their words. We prefer people not do that if they can avoid it, but it's not specifically against the rules. It's just much easier to track if you do it from the stream, right? Okay. Yeah, DM Stretch was not really set up for streaming. Been on lockdown, living alone sucks. Yeah, I hear ya. Yeah, do you have a sprint lobby scheduled? I think I missed your statement about that, but that's fine. E-Song says, get to work! Alright. Alright. You're right. I could chat all day. You do indeed. Okay. Thank you for letting me know. I will put it on the schedule, and you're quite welcome to do that. That's totally fine. Right? I just figured that since the slot wasn't filled, I would fill it if it needed to be filled. Let's do some writing, shall we? I'll get on my manuscript page here. I've been struggling this morning. I was on a roll yesterday, but I got exhausted, and after the sleep, I've just been bagged, and now I'm like... And to be honest, it's kind of an awkward part. But we'll do it. All right, ready? And let's begin 15-minute word sprint. Timer is in the left corner. Just making sure it was showing on that side. And that's the end of the sprint. If you're keeping track of your word count during a sprint, then now is the time to count them up. Okay, kept track of in my calculator because I put it into Nano afterwards. So I'm clicking on House Lappin, 251. That is what I got in the sprint. Not bad, pretty good, pretty happy with it. All right. Yeah, you think it's rabbits, but it's really politics. Yeah, it is totally rough there, Stretch. I do sympathize. House Lappin or Watership Down? You think it's rabbits, but it's really politics. Yep. Politics and human nature and mythology and culture. Esong flips the table. House Lappin is camaraderie, and then there's me. She thinks she's kind of isolated, but we try. Esong says, it's hard for us ADD people, but we try. Yep, fair enough. Aegon says, yes, Esong, ADD is getting this writing done, not easy. Yeah, awkward. Says Author Goddess. Masadi says, chances are good I will run an actual stream for at least part of that time too, for scheduling reasons around homework. Yeah, Divina is also running during that time, like an hour after you start there, if you are doing a spring lobby at that time. Right, this is actually, like I said, a missing hour that's in there. Right, and then Divina is on for a couple hours. She generally doesn't write in her streams, but she does Game of Tones reporting if you need a place to report. We're just trying to make sure, to the best of our ability, that 24 hours we have some place you can report your Game of Tones words, because we've learned that people write at all hours of the day and night. And there are so many more people participating in this than I was anticipating. Like, this is our first year we've ever done this, so this is all the alpha test. I expected it would be kind of a handful of people, but instead there's something like 16 to 20 streamers who are streaming Game of Tones, and there are, like, I don't know, at least 100, maybe 200 people who are participating. So we're trying to make sure that we can cover as much as possible. Right, so that's why we're working on the schedule. But if you're not into that, if you're looking for something to take your mind off stuff, there's also the Anvil 8 Streamer Core schedule, which has all kinds of world building and RPG content, as well as writing, and other people who are doing NaNoWriMo who are not doing Game of Tones. And you can find the website there. Oh, shit, I already got a minute here. Alright, so Masadi's pokes words. I'm getting frustrated with my inability to write because of this migraine. I sympathize. You cannot write with a migraine. Alright, DM Stretch said, no words, just chips, fried eggs, baked beans, and onion rings. My god, that has got to be the most British dinner I've ever heard of in my life. And it sounds great. $2.99 for House Lappin from Author Goddess, $55 for Lappin from Mergendor. If you want the word count to be registered now, what you do there, Steph, if you're keeping track of those words for the sprint, right, is click on the booty coins thing underneath the chat window, pick the house you want to represent, and type those words into the chat box that comes up. It'll be the same kind of chat box as if you were highlighting a message. So yeah, pick the house you want and support them. Sounds good. I'll go for an hour then. I didn't see them on the schedule. Okay. In that case, we'll be raiding Masatis. Don't know yet? Want to donate to Sable's house? I am House Lappin. All right. And I'll get back to work. And thank you for supporting House Lappin. Well, thank you for playing anyway. It's fun. You know, play where you want. Hang out with the people you want to hang out with, or you know, pick the house you want for other reasons. You like their motto, you like the animal that represents them. People have done it for all kinds of reasons like that. Some people are playing mercenary. It's all in good fun. All right. Now that's actually a period there, not a question mark. Okay. think that's the end of that scene. And that's the sprint. Not my best word count this sprint, I don't think. What the hell happened? Right. Alright, 190 words for me that time. Like I said, not my best total, but making progress, and progress, as Author Goddess says, is progress. Oh, for Christ's sake. You guys enjoyed me impatiently deleting the bot? Yeah. I really don't know what they think they're accomplishing by this. Do they actually get people who buy their crap? That's what I want to know. Like... I enjoyed your exasperation. Okay. How many Game of Tomes participants do we have, says Author Goddess. I don't know what the exact count is. That's kind of my feeling from having gone through the various names. We will have a grand total of participants by the end of the whole process. Lich Nicholas is adding it up. Like, that is something we are going to keep track of. Yeah. Mercenary Mafia, says Author Goddess. This is 5 p.m. PST on Friday, correct? I feel like I'm looking at the wrong slot. It is 3:15 p.m. Pacific time on Thursday, actually. Yes, it's Thursday. I know GMT is so hard to do, right? I have to do it. I've gotten used to making the mental adjustments for the ASC calendar now, so I compare to the ASC calendar and then go back to the thing. Yeah, it's confusing. Because I'm right after Kahuna. Yeah, no, this is 3:15 Pacific time, Thursday. Yeah. Mergador is playing Game of Tones. Yes. Kelgadora, hey Sable, you want my total word count since yesterday? That depends. I'm interested in knowing it because that's cool, but remember that the rules of the Game of Tomes say that you must have earned these words during participating streams that are playing Game of Tomes. So if you were not watching Game of Tomes streams at that time, they don't count, right? Not towards the game. They do count towards Nano, but they don't count towards the Game of Tomes. So, how much of that was done while you were watching Game of Tomes, right? And, you know, yeah, right? Okay, so just making sure I clarify. But it is good to see you. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. I'm sorry I have had a busy... It's been a couple of days. Let's just say that. Okay. DM Stretch feels almost human now. That's great. Good. Food helps. Even bad food is better than no food. Okay? Alright. 153 for Mollusca from Masadi's. Author Goddess entered the stream schedule into Google Calendar. That's helpful. Steph did 316 and is getting tired. I sympathize. Mergador did 160 for Lappin. Author Goddess, yeah, Kelgadora does Spock eyebrow. It's on the rules, man. I wrote a page. You can find it here. Guys, it's all there. All the information you need is there. I spent 4.5 hours writing it. and about 3 days clarifying the rules with people who argued with me in my streams about it. Please spend 5 or 10 minutes and read it, okay? Thank you. Now, yeah. Yeah, desperate idiot new streamers looking to make moolah respond to the bots, maybe? Yeah, maybe. 819 words. Good job, Steph. You did just donate them to Lappin. No, the slot that needs to be filled. I'll deal with that after the sprint. It's past midnight in where Steph is in Vienna. He needs to go to bed, or she, yeah. They need to go to bed. Good luck to you in all of your projects. Well, good luck to you, and thank you for joining us. I hope to see you again. The page that for the schedule is, like I said, linked to the Game of Thrones page. Yeah. 92 for House Lappin from Calgadora. That's great. Haha, dude, don't even sweat it. I need a couple days off. 5,213 since yesterday. Good work. Good work. Excellent. Yeah, Google converts time automatically. Yes, it does. Yeah. No rush. But rush is awesome. Well, I'm going to rush out some words. Let's get this done. Of course, I'm at a part where it's hard to rush out words. Have you ever been so... I know lots of people have, but you've been so depressed and exhausted that you're like, okay, whatever. I'm just going to go with whatever people want to do and let my ass get dragged around because I don't have energy or desire or emotion for anything. This is how my character currently feels. This is, as Author Goddess describes, the low point of this book. And it's hard to write because he's done. He's fucking done. You know? And I don't blame him because I've been a miserable bitch to him in this story. He is done. Writing about that done feeling is hard because I hate it. Sorry about the cough. Just a second here. It's been... allergies and asthma the past couple of days have been brutal. Alright, we are back now. Alright, that's the end of the sprint. Like I said, this is a rough part to write for me. It's going slow. But hey, that's what I keep saying about keep at it. You know, be persistent, and eventually the words get written. You can only eat the elephant one bite at a time, anyway. Alright, so 193 for that sprint. But, Rush is awesome, says Author Goddess. Hell yes, agrees Calgadora. Yep. Author Goddess says, Free Will is my favorite song ever, and Tom Sawyer is just a modern masterpiece. Subdivision still hits me hard. Yeah, Rush is great. Hey Sable, Yasma says hi. Hi back to Yasma. Was she trying to get a hold of me? Because I'm done at 5 and she could call. Author Goddess brandishes spoons at Sable's MC. Yes, my MC could really use some spoons right now. Don't worry, he's gonna get them. There's plans. Spoons are fork's natural enemies. Siobhan needs to get some more sleep. Thanks for showing up. Have a good stream. Or have a good sleep. Author Goddess says, why is it that a collection of 3 emojis seems like a complete emotive response, while 2 is not complex enough and 4 is just crazy? I know! It seems to be something, an unspoken rule in emoji syntax. I mean, it's its own language. Goldilocks effect. Yeah, I guess that's legit. And humans think of things in 3s often, right? I kind of think of things in 3s. When people make me angry, this is the 3s. The first time, it's like, hey, that bothered me, but, I'll let it go. Second time, I'm like, would you please not do that? The third time, I'm like, okay, would you stop? Yeah. Alright, 117 for Lapin from Calgadora. Awesome. 349 squiggly tentacle words from Masadis. And I'm finally pecking away on that scene I was stuck on. That's great. Okay, good job. Excellent. 60 Lapin words from Author Goddess and a very disappointing instant message. Oh, dear. Oh, no, she's visiting. Oh, is that who Erin was talking to? Oh, no, she's at your house. Okay, that's cool. I don't know. I'm confused. I'm going to take a break in a minute and go out. So if she's in my house, I will go and say hi. So... Calgadora says, Neil Peart's death really fucking hurt almost as much as Ronnie James Dio's. Yeah, legit. Rush is a total original. Yep. 272 for Lapin from Murganor. Good job. So I think I'm going to wait for the beginning of this sprint so that I don't miss anything in the chat. Actually, you know what? I'm not missing anything in the chat. I'm going to step out right about now. I'm going to leave the timer running. You're going to see my empty chair. Calgadora sent me a selfie earlier. Cool. I will look at it when I'm done. I was remarking that Discord seems to start, like, it's quiet for hours, and then I sit down and I'm going to do my stream, and it goes, whoa, 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 and I'm like, okay, I'm going to confuse my viewers. So, yeah. So I will look at it when I'm done. Author Goddess says, too many psycho-emotional read entertainment heroes have fallen this last few years. Yeah, it's a fact. And Calgadora says, you can see just how I've aged. Well, you can see just how I've aged. Here we go. That's, that's how I've aged. I'm actually not unhappy with it, honestly. Yeah, Alex Trebek. I saw that. Alright, you guys go ahead and sprint. I'm going to mute my mic and, I will be right back in a couple of minutes. Carry on. I will join you when I get back. I'm back. Hi back, I'm Cal. Welcome back. Shows Masatis. You're hilarious. Alright, that's the sprint. Grand total of 85 that time since I came back from the break. $4.97 from Diane, aka Blathelarry, and hello, good to see you. How are you today, Diane? Doing well. Glad to hear it. My miserable allergy problems continue. I think I'm going to have to get one of those air filter things. 328 words for House Lappin from Calgadora. Good job. 92 for Lappin from Mergendor. Well done. Excellent. Sorry for all the sniffling. DM Stretch says, I made a spell stat block and shared it, but I can't seem to add it to a character spell list. Any ideas why, please? Good question. What, is a Pathfinder system that you're using? And Esong is back. Welcome back. 5e. Couldn't tell you. I don't know anything about the 5e system. My guess is that it hasn't been included as a spell on that particular class of character spell list. Like maybe it has to be associated with a wizard or a cleric or something like that. I don't know because I haven't done 5e, but I'm throwing that out there as a guess. I've run into that with Pathfinder spells. Like I've noticed that I'm playing a witch, right? And sometimes spells that I think should be sensible for witches don't show up because Pathfinder has decided that their witch class doesn't get it. So, nope, right class? Well, shit. I could not tell you. I don't think Aaron is watching the stream currently. Esong might have some idea potentially. I know she works with 5e. Anastasia says, I think you would know more about witches than they would. Well, to be fair, their idea of what a witch is in their game system and my idea of what a witch is are possibly two different things, but Esong says, nope, haven't used World Anvil RPG features outside of tables. Didn't I write the book on the subject? I did. I wrote a book on the subject anyway. Literally, I did. But, yeah, I haven't found it particularly intuitive. I need to dive into it more, as I'm sure there's more in there than I'm aware of. Well, Adventure April will give you the opportunity to do that. Yeah, I guess I got to get back to the sprint. I don't know what to tell you there, DM Stretch. My suggestion is ask in either, well, ask in the Discord, right? Either the gaming channels or guild help would be my suggestion. I'm gonna take another allergy pill after this sprint, I think. Yeah. It's early, but I've had it. Alright, that's the sprint. Shandar has found his spoons. "266 words later. That's more like it. Okay. Nice, word counts are flooding in. This is good. DM Stretch says, doesn't even come up on the big list when I search for it. His spell. Calgadora says, I've been getting into the old school revival RPGs. Before I started working on Le Renard Noir, I can say this word. I was trying to start a campaign using the Pathfinder setting, using Castles and Crusades. They just did the Castles and Crusades system for World Anvil. We just got the announcement today, so you might want to take a look at that. Esong says, nope, haven't used World Anvil's RPG features outside of tables. Right, haven't found it particularly intuitive. We already read that. Calgadora says, also digging the hell out of Labyrinth Lord. I'm totally not familiar with Labyrinth Lord, but that's cool. Have a good sleep then. I'm not sure who you were talking to. Esong says to the DM Stretch, okay, so they're chatting about a game they're playing. No rush, says Esong. I'm not going anywhere tonight, or tomorrow, or anywhere until I get my test result. Yeah, Esong's got to get tested for COVID. Apparently, one of the other teachers in her building had COVID symptoms, and 45 students are home. Life is fun. Welcome to the pandemic. I sympathize. I hope you're okay. Masadi says, man, I am so glad I have a lasagna I can just stick in the oven tonight. I wish I did. I am bloody jealous. She says she finally hit her nano word count goal. 500 more words, and then she will hit her goal. So that's great. Congratulations. Excellent. Warden Red and Python have sneaked in while I was writing. Good to see you. And now we got the word counts. 559 for Lappin through House Arachnus. Good job. Right? 517 for Lappin from Diane. Geez, mine is like the most modest word count here, and I was pretty happy with it. 392 for the Krakens from Warden Red. Good job. More Kraken words from Masadi's 214. Excellent. Bunny words from Mergendor 382. Nice. I was taking allergy pills. Oh yeah, good night then. Yeah, no doubt. No, you know what? Actually, the one I took earlier finally took effect, and now I don't feel like my nose is running off my face, so I have to, actually, so that's good. Labyrinth Lord is more or less a rewrite of Red Box D&D and AD&D first. Okay, that's cool. Sounds like fun. Sounds like something I could get behind. I am out of pop. This is not a good thing. You know what? I think I'm going to go run and get some pop. I'll leave the sprint to start because I kind of need the jump start for my brain. It's also time for me to summon the felines from outside because it's gotten dark. But carry on writing. Again, I will join you as soon as I get back. I'm just going to leave the timer running, and you can look at my blank room if you want. Well, you know what I'll do? I'll put the break timer up instead. I will not interrupt the break timer when I get back. I will keep it running so that I will not interrupt the sprint, and I will join in with you. So here we go. And write. Weird, guys. I made an adjustment and my sprint timer here reset. So, I guess we'll just run with it. It'll be an extra long sprint. As I said, I'm not going to interrupt the sprint. I'm just going to keep it running, and I will tippity tap in the background. But I will keep my mic live. Masadi struggles to get 500 more words. You can do it! You can do it. Just hang in there. We got an extra long sprint running. You should be able to do it. You can do it. Have somebody lecture about your magic system if you're just looking to fill space. You can always delete it later. That's awfully close to cheating. This is nano. I don't delete anything, I just count it towards my total and put it in a file I call garbage. I mean, the point's doing the writing, right? Sadie says I will have her reading books about the magic system in just a bit. There you go. Well, thank you, Heel, for redeeming the posture check. I appreciate that. You cannot see me, but I am adjusting my posture and my hip just cracked. That's nice. Oot, I've been trying to get that to happen all day. Thank you. Don't be slacking, says Heel. Awesome. Masadi says, oh my god, I'm writing about water hemlock and keep writing monkshood instead. Yeah, don't want to mix those up. I mean, they're both poisonous, but, you know. They're poisonous for different reasons and in different ways. Both are also used in small amounts as psychotropic drugs in historical witchcraft, by the way. I'm just saying. Not neo-pagan witchcraft doesn't tend to do it, but... Hey, like you said, I literally wrote the book on it. Well, actually, that was Oxtaze who said that. DM stretches back, and there's like about 2 minutes left in the sprint. The extended sprint. The accidentally extended sprint, but that's okay. And that's the end of the sprint. I will switch to the... Well, I'll leave the chat time. Oh no, I'll go to the downtime screen for a moment or two while I total up my words here. I just want to finish this sentence. No, I'll leave it there. Do that in the last sprint. Okay. How'd you guys do? I hope you did well. $242 for me, not too bad. Especially after the bit of a break that I did. E-Song says, anyone know if Whirl Anvil has a list of magic items for 5e? I do not, but I suspect they probably have quite a few. You may have to input a bunch in yourself, though. I doubt that all of the 5e work is done, because the 5e access is fairly recent, like within the past several months. But that's a guess. DM Stretch says, just got the notification for Herald's Table up in my Discord, so they're going to be online. That is awesome, and I'm glad to hear it, and I'll recommend them here. If you're looking for them, I guess I'll put their address in the chat, because yes, the stream will end in about, 18 minutes, something like that, theoretically. But that is Herald's Table. I will not be reading them today because I'm trying to cycle around the Game of Tomes streams. And Masadi's is on next, and she says that she might actually go on camera. If she were doing a sprint lobby, I would tell you to go to her thing to report, and I would read Herald. But she says she might not be, so go check her out. She's going to be on for an hour. And then after that, Davina Andrewin will be on. She is collecting Game of Tomes points, but she usually talks about her world that she is creating and Pathfinder systems, so that's also a good thing to go check out if you're here for the gaming content, which I often am. So, yeah, have a look. She's great if you haven't seen her yet. I really like Davina. I think that if we lived closer to each other, we'd be good friends, you know? And the more I get to know her online, the more I like her. Harold's awesome too. I really like Harold. He's like the map master for role-playing games. He does some great stuff with it. And he's also working with the Pathfinder system, I think 2nd edition. And he answers a lot of good questions if you have questions about that kind of thing, right? Definitely check him out. He does some neat stuff with world building. So, really awesome. Both Anvilite streamers, well worth looking at. Masadi's is cool. If you haven't been, most of you came here from Masadi's streams, so you probably know that. But if you joined us and you didn't check out Masadi's yet, she's fun. She writes and she chats. I don't get a lot done during her stream as far as writing goes, but I get ideas and I enjoy interacting with other writers, and that's part of why I'm here. So that's cool. Yeah, she's also, like I said, doing Game of Thrones reports. Save check. Thank you very much, Heel. Please save if you are not using a software that autosaves like World Anvil's Manuscripts does. Do not let what happened to me once happen to you and lose 20,000 words. Don't do that. Not a recommended course of action. Calgadora did 291 bunny words with a bullet through House of Arachnus. Thank you very much. Diane did 541 bunny words. Good job. Oh, hey, we have a bat in the chat. Awesome. 427 batty words from Sleepy Owl. Awesome. Welcome back. There are tentacly words for House Mollusca from Masadi's, 294 of them. Excellent. See, so you're only like 200 words shy of that other 500 words that you had to do. So you can do it. You can do it. Oh shit, that's today, says Masadi's. It doesn't have to be. I could run for another hour or put up a sprint lobby. That is fine. I know the schedule is damn confusing, and the spreadsheet really isn't the best way to do it. It's not easy to look at it and see at a glance what is available. No, you don't have to do that right now. If I thought you were like, okay, I'm gonna do it, and so fine. But if not, I'll hold out for another hour. I'm fine with that. Yeah. Let me know. Either way, I'm good. Right? I kind of anticipated that I would have to go for another hour, so I'm fine. 356 tentacly words from Mollusca from Warden Red. Okay, I knew I was confused about something, says Besides. Me too. Me too. Just the logistics of this have been, because it grew so quickly, have been very difficult to keep up with, and I am sorry that I'm failing on that. I'm trying to do my best, but, you know, I know there are areas where I'm confusing people, and I apologize for that. What I will do, if you weren't prepared to go live, which is totally fine, is I'll keep on for another hour. If and when I decide that I have to leave early, I'll put up a sprint lobby. I'm fine with that. And I will raid Davina in like an hour and 15 minutes. And that's cool. But go check out Harold's Table if you are doing gaming, if you're more into the gaming content or you need a break. It's totally fine. 270 bunny words from Mergendor. Oh my god, I know I chat, I'm sorry. No, it's fine. It's good. I like coming to your stream. It's so friendly and relaxed, and usually it comes at about the time I need a break. So, it takes all kinds to do this, and it's great. You know, sometimes I need to actually think about what I'm writing rather than chew it out in a sprint. You know, and because of the way the game works, and because of the way the sprints work, I often feel pressure to keep writing, right? But sometimes what I need to do is read back. Like, I just realized I need to make a change about a type of ship that I had going, and I have to add a scene, right, in which the protagonist leaves. It's complicated, but there's a clan axe that he has to leave behind, and I forgot to have him leave it behind, and now I have to write that scene, and yeah. So, You know, that's the kind of thing I tend to do in chat, and I tend to get like 57 words, but I don't care, because I still have to write that. It still has to be done. So it's cool. Calgadora says, oh my god, I lost an entire flashback when I realized too late that Word didn't autosave. I feel the pain. I feel the pain. I can do it, says Masadi, flexes muscle. Rah! That's right. Yeah, that empty slot was on Friday. No, I'm fine. I need to write anyways. I can do it, no problem. Okay, so we will raid you. Fair enough. It'll get those words written for sure. That's great. Masadi says, you are doing amazing. Aw, and we all appreciate you. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm really enjoying this. Don't get me wrong. I say it's a lot of work I wasn't expecting, but it's work I'm enjoying. So it doesn't feel like work a lot, you know? Thank you for the hydrate check. Hail hydrate. Much appreciated, Lady Writes. Actually, I need that. Might have another shot here. Wasn't paying attention. Thank you. I obviously needed that. Excuse me. Esong says, "Aw, you were amazing, Sable. The fact that this is growing so much is a testament to how amazing this whole setup is. And the amazing people that are also working on it and organizing it with me, and the amazing support of the community, and the fact that everyone's willing to just have a good time, right? That's all really, like, let's not give me too much credit here. There's a lot of people who are working on this, and they've worked very hard, and they're still working hard, and you guys are working hard because you're working and you're writing and you're cheerleading, and that all is making it amazing. So thank you all so much for that. It's so great. I love it. This would not be possible, and trust me, I know what I'm talking about, okay? Because I have been involved in a lot of nonprofit groups and, you know, activity organizing. I did a lot of pagan organizing, pagan festivals, rituals. I was in the SCA. I was on the, you know, various Shire position councils, boards of directors for my Wiccan church group. I have done a lot of stuff, and if you do not have the community support and a group of people who are as dedicated to organizing things as you are, it fails, right? I've had a lot of failures. So this is really, you know, really refreshing because it's the community that makes it possible. So, Sable chats about all sorts of information is what drew me to the stream to begin with. Aw, cool. I'm actually missing some of that. I'm sorry. I wondered if that was the case, that people were missing that. Right, but Nano takes priority, and I love how much this community has grown. Hey, it's helping me plan out some stuff for first of all, World Ember is coming up in December. For those of us who are Anvilites, and if you're not, why aren't you? Get on World Anvil. It's free, right? I was looking for this thing my whole life to organize my worlds. I literally had 4 interconnected websites for this novel series that I'm writing right now that I, you know, did like a fraction of what World Anvil can do on a free account, you know. And World Ember is a world building challenge where they give you categories to world build in, and each of those categories has a short list which is determined by number of likes. So share it in the community, share it on a stream, share it in your social media, right? I'll be happy to showcase a lot of that here, right? And you know, once the short list is determined, it's judged, and there are prizes for almost every single category, and it's a lot of fun. It was how I was introduced to World Anvil last year, because I did that for myself as a present after NaNoWriMo. So, yeah, come do it. It's great. And so we're going to have a lot of that community interaction. But I've also got plans for, and we'll see how it goes in December, but probably not because I'll be concentrating on World Ember. But in January, I'm going to start doing some topics. Like, for instance, I was just discussing how it might be helpful for me to do a compare and contrast thing for traditional versus independent publishing, what's involved, how the system works, what you need to know. I can probably get special guests who are published in either arena to come help me talk about it. Author Goddess seems like a really good guest if she's interested, and we'll chat about that, and that way people have some information. I suspect that it'll take more than one stream. So I've got that, a series of religions for world builders coming up that I've been planning on doing, and we'll be talking about that. Like, I'll get different people from different faiths to come and talk about those faiths, because a lot of people avoid religion in their world building because all they've ever had exposure to is a particular type of Christianity that they don't agree with. And I'm telling you, religion is far more complicated than that. Faith is far more expansive than that paradigm. There are other options, and you should know about them. Because if you know about them, then you can include them in your world building. And, maybe it'll give you a different perspective. Right? So, Esong also says, okay, no, I already finished that. So, cool. Strange Lace has arrived. Hello, nice to see you. Lady Writes is smiling. 100%, says Esong. Oh, and thank you for the posture check again. Good idea. Let's be honest, I'm hardly working, and I'm okay with that, says Esong. Calgadora says, you're the one who brought me here in the first place. I only know about NaNoWriMo and Game of Tones because of your Twitter, so props. I'm very excited for you. Cal is a reasonably new writer. He is writing an idea he's had for a long time. For those of you who don't know, he was actually my bandmate in Gallows Hill and Avalon Burning, which you may have heard because Aaron plays our music on his streams from time to time. And we haven't seen each other in a long time, and he got back in touch with me again recently, and I guess that was through my social media. So, and he's been wanting to write. I mean, he's a hell of a lyricist, so I'm looking forward to seeing what he's like as a novelist. I like his idea. It sounds like fun. Yeah, so that's cool. Oh, thank you for banning a bot. DM Stretch, much appreciated. Death to the bots! Crush them! That's right. Sable Aradia, what about self-publishing versus traditional publishing? I'm going to do like a stream focused on that, where I'm going to compare and contrast the two. If you're a writer and you're thinking about whether or not you want to go with traditional publishing or indie publishing, right, or small press, which kind of has elements of both of those, right, then I'm going to talk about what's involved and, what you need to do and what the pros and the cons are, so that you can make an informed decision about what path will work best for you, right? So that's what I'm going to get into there, right? I'm going to have guests on who have been both traditionally and indie and small press published, right? And we're going to talk about it. And, that way you have some idea, right? And you're prepared. And you have a plan. You can have a business plan then about how you're going to approach it. Mergendor says, oh, that would be cool and very helpful. Awesome. That's great. I hope it is. I don't know whether you're responding to that or whether you're responding to the religions thing. Either way, cool. That's what I'm here for, right? I want to help people. I want to help them write, and I want to help them be better world builders, and, that's what the show's about, right? Esong says, I'd really love to talk to someone of the Hindu tradition. That one may be harder for me to find, but I think I know somebody who probably will come on. I'm really going to see. I know a writer in India. I think she's Hindu. And if she is, I will get her on if I can, and we will talk about it, because I would like to know more too. I know a little bit more than the average Westerner, because my sister, my late sister-in-law, right, married into a Hindu family, and they did both a Christian wedding in her tradition and a Hindu wedding in his. And I had an opportunity to talk to the priestesses involved in the home blessing ceremony, among other things, right? And it was amazing, actually, how much we had in common. It was really, you can definitely see the origin of neo-paganism in a Western interpretation of the Hindu faith, I think. And so that was really interesting. As her sister-in-law, I counted as one of her sisters, according to Hindu tradition, and I was required to be in the wedding party, even though we didn't really see each other much. I still have the really beautiful sari and the bracelets that I had for the occasion somewhere. So, Yeah. Begone, bot, says Strange Lace. Awesome. Calgadora says, I'm totally there. Cool. Which actually, Cal, I'd love to have you on the show, right? Calgadora is a member of the Church of Satan. I would really love to have somebody on the show who could talk about that and tell people, what it's actually about. Because a lot of people have a very weird idea about it. You hear lots of negative stuff from, mostly Christian groups, right? But it's not what you think. It's really not what you think. Dude, I'd be honored. Okay, it's a date. We'll do it. That's great. That would be really cool. Thank you. That's excellent. Yes. Okay, I'm excited now. Warden Red says, I'd love to hear about small press publishing. I mostly have my heart set on self-pub, but small press sounds pretty appealing when I hear about it. It can be. It can be. There are advantages that it has, and there are disadvantages that it has, right? So, yeah, yes, the publishing, says Mergendor. Okay, cool. Right, I'm writing a food scene. It's making me hungry. I wish I had the food my characters are eating. Esong says, heck yes. And DM Stretch says, I'd watch that. Cool. That's great. Good to know. Then we're definitely going to do it. I'll plan out that series. I'll plan it for January. And yeah, I'll have to work out the schedule, whether or not it'll be my regular show or whether I'll do special editions of the show in order to do it. But either way, it will happen and it will be fun. I'll start lining up people. We're going to have Siobhan on. She's going to talk about being a druid. I'm going to see if I can get Author Goddess to tell us about Norse paganism, and or my friend Graham Barber. He might be able to cover that too. And there are different perspectives, so that might be really interesting to have both on, right? Scribe has already agreed to come on, Scribe of Nakati, and talk about the LDS Church. So that's cool. Faith is so interesting, and it comes in so many permutations. I've always been interested in studying other faiths. I think people, would have a greater appreciation of it if they knew more about it. So, yeah. I'll have to let Central know. Yeah, fair enough. I guess they probably have pretty strict rules about who's allowed to speak to the press just because there's so much negative bullshit that goes on out there. And, people have to be careful about what they say, right? And I get that, and that's fine. If somebody higher up would rather come and talk to me, that's fine too. I'm just a little Twitch show, right? But, I'm interested. And, I would like people to have a more accurate picture of things. Obviously, I'm not here to sensationalize. We get that as witches a lot, and yeah, I just want an honest approach. So that's cool. DM Stretch says, a friend of mine self-published through Amazon. They didn't format it at all, just copy and paste. There are pages that are half blank. One even just has 3 lines of text on it. You know what? Formatting for Mobi is harder than you might think. So that's one thing we probably should discuss in the self-publishing thing. But yeah, you gotta do it. There are people who will do it professionally and they cost money, right? So that's one of the things about self-publishing. It costs money, right? It costs money. You think it's free, and as long as you're not, you just want to put the book out there and you don't want to do anything fancy with it, it's free. But if you do that, it's probably not going to go far, right? So that is something that should be discussed. I sympathize with your friend. Yeah, Siobhan says, talk to Chris. They may be willing to talk about their faith. I did think of that, but I haven't had an opportunity to talk to Chris yet, so I didn't want to make, I didn't want to write checks my ass couldn't cash. You know what I mean? So, but I would love to hear more about Islam as well. Chris is a Muslim, and I would really love to hear about that. And Islam, again, tends to get lumped in a big group, but it's not. Like, there's maybe more variation in Islam than there is in Christianity, right? It's huge differences depending on region and culture and tradition, and yeah, I've it might be really cool to get into some of that. I would really like them to come and talk to me about it, but I don't know if they feel comfortable with that. So, but I will ask, right? Calgadora says, I'm an active member of the church, so I don't think it'll be a problem. Cool. I just need to establish the line of communication. Yeah, legit. Totally understand. That's great. Let me know. Awesome. Yeah, DM Stretch says, yeah, my friend doesn't have much money, so wanted it as cheap as possible. Get what you pay for. There are things you can do in self-publishing that can overcome that gap. They usually take longer, right? It's the old adage of, you usually either have money or time, but not both, right? So if you don't have money, you can spend the time and you can get things done. One thing you can do is trade services in kind. A lot of people in the indie community will do that. I will do that, right? So Author Goddess will usually do that. We get, fucking broke, right? So we're, things can be done, but you have to know that they need to be done before you can plan to do them. And a lot of people, me included, kind of fumbled along, right? So, yeah, unemployed. So, yeah, says Cal. I hear you, man. I do. I don't say I'm unemployed. I say I'm self-employed because I actually do make a little bit of money on the writing now. It's not enough to make a living on, but it helps, right? That and the hubby's disability, it's tight, but it pays the bills, right? DM Stretch says, know that feeling. Yeah, I hear you, man, too. And it's just going to get worse because this is a global pandemic and, we're all learning different ways to do things. And not everybody can run a successful Etsy store if nobody else is going out and getting money on the capitalist system, right? I'm worried about people, right? I hope you're okay, right? I hope everybody's all right. Yeah, there are also many variations of Druidism and witchcraft and traditions of Wicca, which are basically like denominations of a church. Yeah, there's so many different ways to look at things, right? I'm by no means going to be able to cover all the permutations of everything. I'm just going to have kind of little representative samples here and there, right? Strangely says, I'm doing my best to get through day-to-day life during the pandemic. Me too, yeah. And E-Song says, World Anvil Twitch certainly makes this pandemic easier to handle. I agree. This is where I get most of my socialization these days. I don't go out anywhere. We're having another surge here in BC. I don't, I try very hard to avoid going anywhere. I don't socialize unnecessarily, even with my friends. I am starting to feel the strain, and I am an introvert, right? I would really like to go out and see some humans, but, I've read enough dystopia that I know that that's not a good idea. So I'm holding out. This is what's making it possible. So thank you all for being here. Esong says, I'm grateful to have a job. I just wish my job cared more about keeping us teachers safe. Me too. Me too. DM Stretch says, I'm good. I'm very good at adapting and surviving. That's cool. Spent most of my life on minimum wage seasonal jobs. Yeah, I feel your pain. Right? So I had plenty of practice. I spent my life training for this crap. I hear you. I am in a better position than a lot of people, and I'm very grateful for it. For instance, I don't have to worry about basic income because my husband is on disability, and in our province, your partner is not required to work, especially if you need care at home, right? So it's not a great living. It's really kind of poverty level living, but we will eat, right? I will not have to worry about where my next meal is coming from. That and the little side income that I make from writing is making it work, right? So I'm okay, and I'm very grateful that I'm in a position where I'm okay, right? I spend a lot of time at home anyway because I write, so I don't go anywhere usually a lot anyhow. I really missed festivals this year. That was, and cons, that's a thing. But, I have it better than a lot of people. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that I have a bit of a strain. Like, I'm starting to feel it, that's all. Yeah. Siobhan says, I've been watching the numbers in our province and they are looking like a second lockdown is coming here. Yeah, it looks like it. The only thing that has stopped it from being a lockdown already is that the surges have been very localized, right? So they can lock down a region without having to lock down the whole province. So far, right? But if people don't get their crap together, that's not going to stay the same. And then, yeah, we're going to end up with another lockdown. It's true. All right, I don't want to talk about the pandemic anymore. Is Masadi's up? Does anybody know? Because she did say she would step in at this hour, and we might as well raid her, if so. I suppose I can check on my other computer. I'll do that on my little laptop. Yep, Masadi's is up, so we'll head over there. If I can draw your attention to some other Anvilite streamers while we're doing this thing here. Okay, if you're looking for gaming content, there's Harold's Table. Twitch.tv before any of these, right? There's also Dire Bear GM. They're not part of the Anvilite streamer core, but they are World Anvilites, and you can check out, they play games, right? RPGs. It says Dungeons and Dragons is their streaming tag today. There's also the Esselim and Neathal Stargazer, who are both playing video games, it looks like. I don't want to always and constantly do nothing but talk about a particular group, right? I want to support everybody. So those are the other places that you can go check out if you are interested in taking a break from writing. And in the meantime, we shall raid Masadi's. Oh, and Aegon's up too. Okay, so that is Aegon TV. That's where you can go. They also do gaming content, and I believe they're playing a game tonight. It's weird, they're not showing up in my Twitch thing here, and I follow them. Strange. Oh well, it's Twitch. Alright, in the meantime, we'll raid Masadi's. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that this was helpful to you to get some writing done. And I hope Masadi's will also be helpful to you in getting some writing done. You know, self-care this week, right? Practice a little self-care, guys. Oh, I'm up, huh? Says Aegon. Okay, Aegon is not up. I thought that's what I saw. Alright, fair enough. Yeah, self-care. It is important, Yusong, you're right. And, you know, if you're going to make it to the end of Nano, you've got to do it. And it's probably this week that it has caught up with you. It was this week that it caught up with me. So, you know, make sure to do that. If your work counts are lagging for a couple days, you know, don't sweat it. Take your breaks, you know, pace yourself. But we can do it. Right, yeah, you were doing D&D interviews tonight. I thought I had seen you say that. Right, Aegon. Yusong says, thanks for providing that respite for me today, Sable. Well, I'm glad I helped. I really am. That's good. Alright, and at the end of this pandemic, however long that ends up being, counts lagging, badly lagging, says Siobhan. But as I was saying earlier, everybody's count is lagging this week. So don't feel that, you know, it's going to be a disaster for Corruptora if you don't write like a mad bastard this week, right? Everybody's count is lagging. We're only at, like, where is it here? Grand totals were added up today in, we've gone from about 750,000 words to 860,221 words in the past, or since the past elimination. So that was 2 days ago. That actually is a real slowdown for us, how we've been doing on this whole Game of Tones challenge so far. So everybody's in the same boat, right? Pace yourself or you won't make it to the end. That's my advice. Calgadora says, it's good hearing your voice again, as always. Well, thank you. It's good being in touch with you again. I've missed you, man. I've missed you, so this is good. Alright, we're going to raid Masadi's. Don't forget that our raid call is prepare to be boarded because we are the Sable's privateers. We are next going to be on tonight. Again, I believe Aaron is scheduled for a writing stream this evening. Well, tonight, my time anyway. It'll be the next day, GMT. Yep. After, oh, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on in the schedule. Okay. After Divina, it will either be Coffee Quills or DM, DM Swank, not DM Stretch. I keep getting confused. It will be Divina, keeping track of word counts after Masadi's. She's on for 2 hours, then for 2 hours it'll be Coffee Quills, and then Aaron will be back. That will be 10 p.m. our time, so we're in the Pacific time zone. That's 6 a.m. GMT, and then Chrysalia will follow. All right. And we'll see you again. Aaron will see you in a couple hours. I'll see you again, I think, what is it, Thursday? When am I? I'm certain I'm on sometime before that, but... Wait, no, I'm not either. Haha, okay, so after Aaron... Oh, yes, I will see you on Saturday evening. I believe it is, in my time.
Oh, Sable, hi, there you are. How is everybody? I don't have my mics on, or my cameras on, sorry. I'd already climbed into pajamas, so I didn't feel like getting out of pajamas. And, that's perfectly fine. I mean, everybody has their own thoughts on medications. I mean, even people with mental health, a lot of them don't take them for that same reason. Prepare merge hopping on board. Is it picking it up really? Okay, so is it picking up the typing really loud? Because it's not close to my typing at all, actually. Yeah, writing in pajamas is awesome, yeah. I actually have my mic over my monitors. Part of what it is, if it's picking up my typing, I had to put a filter on my mic because when I first started streaming, it wasn't picking me up typing very well. Or, excuse me, it wasn't picking me up speaking. Like, I don't know what was going on, so I had to add a filter to pick up my voice better. Yeah, sensitive mic, and it's probably because of that filter. If I don't have that filter, you can't really hear me. It's really weird. So, and maybe I should play with it later on. There's a low rumble with each keystroke. That could be. Yeah, I don't know. I can also turn it down too. No, it's not on a desk stand. It's on one of those boom arms, and it's way up high, and it's actually attached to my monitor stand. Yeah, Siobhan, exactly. Until the 25th, PJs are for the win, exactly. I actually, just because I basically stay home almost all the time, I'm almost always in pajamas. And I wanted to be picking up typing, but not humming, if that makes sense. So I'm going to turn down the input capture and see if that helps at all. If I get too quiet, let me know, because I might have turned it down too much. DM Stretch, thank you so much for bringing that to my attention, because I had no idea. Could you hear it doing that? I just shook it. I don't think that's it. Could be. I don't know. Thank you, Siobhan. Yeah, and that is why I have a filter on, because if I'm not cranked up, people can't hear me very well. Okay, maybe that's it. Maybe it's just shaking from that. And also, I fidget a lot, and you could be hearing that. I'm always fidgeting. Is it picking up my voice better now, Siobhan? Okay, good. Thank you. Yeah, heal. Actually, I have 2 new follows. Strange Lace and Pyhon? I think that's how you would say that. Thank you so much for the follow, and welcome to the Kingdom of Nisa. And it's actually it's one of those things, I want to say it's within the mental health community, it's almost a little controversial, like the whole to take med versus not to take med debate. And it's really a personal preference, and also I think that people need to keep in mind, are they dangerous if they don't take meds? Because some people really need to take meds to be safe within the community. Obviously, that's not the same like with everybody. Everybody has different levels of severity with their mental health, and you have mental illnesses that are more, I want to say, dramatic than others. Yeah, that's probably a smart idea, Siobhan. I have a really weird setup. I have like boom arms all over the place. If there's one thing I can go on about, it's mental health issues. Yes, exactly, Sable. That's why it's such a one of those things that they're so hard on the body and so hard on the brain. And we were talking to somebody earlier who said they felt like their mental health meds were really affecting their creativity. And it's true. They often are. And then on the same flip side, that you often still need to take them despite the fact that they do sometimes make you feel zombie-like, not as creative. Some people, it could be dangerous to their life if they're suicidal and they really need it. Yes, exactly, Sable. I'm diagnosed. I was originally diagnosed with bipolar, and then it got changed to schizoaffective. So I as well have some hands-on experience. Yes, Siobhan, exactly. If I don't take my meds, I can't do anything. I literally cannot function if I'm not on my meds. And then I know some people who really need to be on meds will decide that learning how to cope without